All right. Welcome to this tutorial. In this particular tutorial, you're going to learn how you can create Pixar level animations. But first, before that, I have something I want to show you. Maybe this is a concept that we can explore later in the course. I'm not so sure about it, but let me just play this. This is a concept of video that hasn't been fully explored, and it basically dives deep into trying to give people a experience of what it would feel like if characters from anime or so on and so forth were alive. Now, I found a particular method that can allow you to create like 3D videos of walking with a camera amongst these particular characters with AI, but that's not going to be the topic of this particular video here, since I want to touch upon another aspect in this tutorial right now. So without further ado, let us jump straight to it, shall we? Now, right here, we have an example of a channel that has been doing exactly what I seek to teach you today, which is to make videos like this. So these videos, and I personally watch these videos, by the way, all right? So they're mostly about the UFC and boxing, but mostly the UFC. This guy is a genius, I should say, one incredible genius, 3D artist and animal maker. He's definitely not using AI whatsoever to create these animations, which makes them all the more special. But he makes like reactions to things, major things that happen in the world of the UFC. So whenever there's someone that wins or loses, he makes a video about that. Whenever there is a fight, he makes a video parody about the fight. And to be honest with you, if I was you, I would just watch what this guy has to make, and I wouldn't even watch or bother watching the fights. Okay. So for example, here I have this one. It's a pretty funny one. Andrew Tate, when he lost to Chase the Moore about a month ago, he made like a parody about Andrew Tate. Okay. And that kind of gave me the idea. Why not teach you how you can make these sort of characters? Okay. So, first and foremost, I'm going to go to Google here because number one thing I'd like to do is I'd like to copy the style, right, of characters. So, I'm going to copy this image. That's an image of Dana White. And I will switch to the pro version inside of Gemini. I'll paste the image and I'll try to see if it's going to recognize the face. So I'm going to see, could you recognize the face of this character? Who is he? Now I'll just let it work on that. And it should basically provide me with the name of who that guy is. That's basically Dana White. But I'll see if it's going to notice. Right, so it says here, Dana White. Okay, caricature of Dana White. All right, so how about this? I'm going to provide it with some more characters. Like here we have David Goggins. I'm not sure if it's going to recognize David Goggins, but let's see. I'm going to say the same. I'm going to ask the same question. Mind you, I'm using the pro version of Gemini. So the pro version of Gemini is kind of very advanced. All right. So it's the difference between the pro version and the normal version of Gemini or the free version of Gemini are pretty huge. Okay, so it's not really the same thing, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so here we have a bunch of other characters. I just want to see if it gets it. Okay, if it gets it. So here, it should answer that this is David Goggins' caricature. And at the end, or by the end of this exercise, I will eventually start asking it to generate like images of like that. So here, as you can see, it tells me that that is a caricature of David Goggins. So it already knows who it is, which is not easy, okay? Because these characters, they look like they're real versions, but they're in 3D cartoon caricature. So now I'm gonna ask the same for Tyson Fury, and I'm also gonna ask the same for Andrew Tate. Now, by the way, let me tell. Now you can't tell me that this is not a great impression of Andrew Tate, right? So this is this is chef's kiss. This guy Mujahid for that lot. My blessings to you, brother. It's amazing. Okay, so just one more to go. After that, I'm gonna start asking it to generate some images, and basically the concept that I'm trying to do here is like a Pixar short animated fight between Jake Paul and David Goggins, and then we'll just sum this lecture up. I'm not. I don't want to make this lecture a very huge lecture. I just want to pop in, show you a new concept, and then you can go and elaborate on this. Now, here, as you can see, it says it appears the updated images, both are caricatures created by the animator Mujahid Fudayla. So it knows because it has access to Google and everything Google owns, which is YouTube as well. And so it understands, okay, so this is Tyson Fury. All right, now one more to go. One more to go. So this one is Andrew Tate. Now, besides the fact that Google Gemini has vision, which basically allows it to analyze and deeply analyze images, it can also analyze the source of the image. So any image, by the way, any image has a source, and it has like an identification, right, or ID, call it ID or QR code. So any image, even if you download them as a PNG, Gemini, since it has access to Google, it can still trace the image's source where they are from, and then based off of that, it can really know the deep roots, and so therefore it's not very difficult for it to know who the owner of these images are, so on and so forth. So this is Andrew Tate. Okay, so that's good. I like this. Hooray! This is amazing. So this is going to be the basis for a very fruitful lecture. Okay, now I'll move swiftly on, but here's the thing. Now I'll say I want to use the concept of Mujahid Fudailat, and I want to use AI, right, to create a fictional fight between Jake Paul and Andrew Tate. But first, I need you to help me create the image of caricature Andrew Tate and caricature Jake Paul. I'll just let it start working. So it immediately is loading Nano Banana right here. And I just like to see what it's going to do. I just like to see if it's going to do a pretty good job of drawing a caricature version of Andrew Tate, right? Okay. Now it's actually very depressing since I cannot use the second version of Sora to achieve animations that I used to do in the past. I used to do crazy animations with Sora too. Now they kind of tightened the grip a bit, so it's not as easy to generate what you like. They've kind of they kind of added so many policies and so many violations, and it's not easy at all. Now here we go. This is good. This is good. Okay. All right. The top G. All right, what do we have? We have another image of Jake Paul. All right, pretty good. Now they're not exactly the same as Mujahid's, but they're inspired by it, and I like them. Okay. Now I'm gonna say now generate a frame that shows caricature top G in the ring, and with Jake Paul. The fight is about to start. It should be a 16 by 9 inches image. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give Sora 2 a shot. I hope it does work. Now, the reason why I actually would like that it works is because Sora 2 is quite hilarious when it comes to generating very accurate caricatures. So first I'll switch to landscape. 10 seconds seems to be fair enough. And let me just go here. I'll take this caricature. And since it already says like the top G, Sora 2 should know what the top G is. Now, by the way, do I believe that Andrew Tate is the top G? To be honest with you, that's not really important right now. Okay. So I don't care about Andrew Tate or Jake Paul. But since these guys are really famous, I think we could just like use them as an example of what these tools are capable of. Now, for the most part, Sora 2 does a lot of things, but at the same time rejects a lot of things. There's a lot of prompts that it will reject. and there are some times where it's gonna cooperate with you. But for the most part, it will start rejecting everything. It didn't used to be like this. I used to be able to generate anything I almost wanted to generate with Sora 2. Again, as I said, they just kind of make it almost impossible right now. Um, but know that you can use a tool like Grok, for example, and Grok mostly doesn't have an issue. But the problem with Grok is that it's just not like Sora 2, right? So with Sora 2, generate an impression of Andrew Tate with exactly the same voice as Andrew Tate, which is something that Grok cannot do. So if this succeeds, which I doubt that it will succeed because mostly it will tell me that this violates our guardrail, whatever. But if it succeeds, then you'll hear the exact same voice of Andrew Tate. Okay, but when it comes to Grok, you can't do it. Now there is a way about how or a way that you can go about generating a video with the exact voice of Andrew Tate, but that is going to require lip sync. And first, before lip sync, is going to require voice cloning with some tools like 11 Labs or some other tool of your choice. And it will require another subscription to a tool like Runway ML to do the lip sync. You can take that like the voiceover and you can just lip sync the voiceover with the character based off an image or a simple video. But that's just going to require a bunch of money and a bunch of time. And Sora 2 just kind of resumes all of that, and it doesn't require you to go.
You want to know the secret?
All right, listen to this. Listen.
You want to know the secret? It's simple. Keep your head high, stay calm under pressure, and never let them see you sweat. Confidence isn't loud, it's steady. So whatever comes at you, take a breath, take the win, and keep. You want to know the secret?
All right, so you can see that it's kind of his voice. All right, so and that's what I was saying is if we try, for example, to generate the same exact animation using Grok, notice what's going to happen is that, all right, it's not going to do anywhere near as good a job. Now, here you can let Grok auto generate this on automatically using their auto generate feature, or you can deactivate it if you don't want it to automatically generate a video based on off an image. But Grok is nowhere near how potent and how creative Sora 2 is. Right? There's just levels to this game. Now, Jake Paul, right? We have a pretty cool picture of him. We could try to.
I'm the top G in this ring.
Animate.
Feel the power. Who's the boss? Top G.
Now Grok is already generating it. Now you've heard the sound, right? So I don't need to replay it. But let me try to do a Sora 2 animation of Jake Paul. As you can see, I only paste the image, and I generally don't do anything besides that. Because if you try to like add prompts to these kinds of images, it usually is going to result in something that such as this content might violate our guardrails, and I just don't want that. I want to play safe. Now, right here we have, now exactly this is like what I was saying. It's like a parody. Now I could copy this into Sora 2, for example. I could paste this. I could try to add something, but before I add something, let's generate a scene like that, and then I will say, now, the top G should have boxing gloves and remove the referee. Since the fight has already started, add some cool red lights. Right? So instead of those blue blinding lights, it would be nice if we have like another type of light. Now here, notice that this is Grok's animation.
Ring. Feel the power. Who's the? I'm the top G in this ring. Feel the power. Who's the boss? Top G.
Well, it's not bad. The only thing that's bad about it is that it's not Andrew's voice. And if we go back to Sora, you can see the distinction or the difference between Andrew Tate's voice and here Sora, they get it exactly correctly. Now another thing is you can see that there's that Sora 2.
Keep your head high, stay calm under pressure, and never let them see you sweat.
Sora watermark right here. Okay, if you want to get rid of that, you can use this tool. It's called Bilo. and it can help you get rid of watermarks if you so desire to do that. Now, Grok, the good thing about it is that it doesn't include any watermarks, but there are watermark removers out there. There's plenty of them. Okay, Bilo.ai is just one example that you can utilize. We've already explored Bilo.ai in previous chapters of this course, but it's a website that's going to allow you to remove the watermark once you publish your video. Once you post your video, you'll get a share link, and you can copy that share link and
Want to
paste
know
it
the
into
secret?
Bilo
You want to know the secret?
from here.
It's simple. Keep your head high, stay calm under pressure, and never let them see you sweat.
I don't know why
Confidence
the
isn't
one-
loud,
one
it's
of those.
steady. So whatever comes at you, take a breath, take the win, and keep. You want to know the secret?
Used to be like
It's simple. Keep your head high, stay calm under pressure,
going on.
and never let them see you sweat. Confidence
they're-
isn't loud, it's steady. So whatever comes at you, take a
maybe
breath,
they're there.
take the win.
Maybe there's maintenance. Oh, come on, stop, Andrew Tate, or stop you. My head is hurting. Now, maybe there's like some issue with Bilo there. Maybe they're under maintenance, but usually you should be able to access the website. All you need is that what I said, that link, the share link once you post your video. So here's
Standing
Jake
in the
Paul.
center of the ring, hands high, eyes locked in. It's the problem child himself. Light on his feet, little bounce. Look at that focus. Quick jab, sharp right cross, rolls under and comes back. Standing in the center of the ring, hands high, eyes
All right,
locked
that's a
in.
pretty good animation. So the way I'm doing it, if you notice, I'm taking it slowly but surely. So I'm starting with the animation first of introducing Jake Paul, introducing the top G, and introducing Jake Paul, the problem child. And then right after that, I've introduced both of them, making it seem like they're in the ring. The referee is basically going to start telling them, "Hey, make this fair. No poking, no blah blah blah." You know that stuff that they say before you start boxing. By the way, I also boxed for quite a long time in my life, ever since I was 13, 14 years old. And so the referee, every time you box, even as amateurs, he would come in and just tell you no poking, no hitting behind the head, no hitting below the belt. No, do not hug each other a lot. Which kind of it happened a lot in the fight between Andrew Tate and Chase the Moore. Andrew Tate was kind of, holding on to dear life in that fight, so he was clinching a lot. But usually that's what the referee's goal rule is. And the referee would also say something like, whenever I say stop, stop. Okay. So that's it. And if you don't stop, then points are deducted and so on and so forth. It's just the rules of the game. Now here, this one is good. Let's check this one out, see if it's good.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Keep it clean, protect yourselves at all times. And no smoking in the ring, lose a cigar.
Relax, ref. I'm just keeping it warm.
No smoking in the
All
ring.
right, touch gloves and let's fight. Gentlemen, you know
I
the
guess
ring,
that
lose-
that cigarette here. The reason why Top G's voice was not Top G's voice is because the cigarette kind of hid Top G. But if Sora 2 could see the Top G word on the shirt, it would have made sure that the voice was going to be nice. All right. Now, here, let's try to generate a scene right now. But the only thing I'm going to change right now is I'm going to add like something like a prompt. So instead of just adding the image, I would say something like Jake Paul knocks out Top G Andrew Tate. Right. All right. Well, by the way, that's what's going to happen if these two fight. As hard as it is for me to say this, because I'm not a big Jake Paul fan, but in terms of boxing and what we saw, from the fight between Chase Dillmore and Andrew Tate, I almost would blindly bet on Jake Paul for about like 1,000% to beat Andrew Tate in a fight. If they would fight like 100 times, Jake Paul would win 100 times. Okay, so let's just be fair. Now here, let's check this out. All right. Now, okay, so let's say, for instance, I want to maybe generate like something else. Now, I don't know, maybe like generate the last scene of bruised, beaten, loser Tate, and the referee is giving the win and the belt to Jake. Okay, so as you can see, the cool thing about Gemini is that you can build a sequence of images that follow a sequence. Okay, it's like you're building a movie slowly but surely. And With Mujahid, for example, his videos are mostly very short, right? So they're mostly like 2 minutes in the very least, and at the most they're almost close to 4 minutes. But very rarely they are close to 4 minutes. Okay, now these ones here, for example, they're above. Like this one is close to 12 minutes. That is a compilation, right? So he's just taking his best videos and putting them into one video. Now, if I was you, I would if this is like something you would want to do, you could do this. And especially now with AI, it can help you create 3D animations. But props to this guy because he's doing this stuff manually. It's very difficult to do this. I don't know how he manages to do this kind of stuff. But you can also, if you want to be like a 3D artist, just call yourself a 3D AI artist. There is no shame in that. And besides, I mean, you could do this for fun and for a career even. Become an animator, even if it's using AI. Now here, I don't know why my last prompt didn't go. I think it probably maybe used some word that I shouldn't have. Okay, all right. So now notice here that it says this content might violate our policies. Okay, well, that's why I kept saying that I usually don't like to generate a animation by adding text. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this go. I'm gonna try to make this go just by adding the image, no text whatsoever. And let's check this out. Let's see how this is. All right, now here, this is the final scene. This should definitely I should definitely be able to generate an animation of this. Come on. All right, so I'm gonna make this. I'm just gonna let it work on this, and and I think after this, I'm just gonna close the lecture. All right, so hopefully these animations go because they're definitely really cool animations. But even if they don't, quite honestly,
Keep it
I
clean.
think I've shown you really more than enough substance, and it's up to you to go ahead and take this however you want to take it. All right, so it seems like
You won't see this coming.
the image works.
Keep that chin tucked, champ. You won't see this coming.
This how
You talk a lot. Let's see if those hands can keep up.
Patience. One mistake and you're on the canvas.
Then don't blink.
Ready when you are. Keep that chin
well,
tucked, champ. You
it's
won't
not
see this
it's
coming.
not very good. What I do is, like I said, I use a
Ladies and
combination.
Ladies and gentlemen, by unanimous decision.
Let me pause this. I would use a combination of Grok and Sora 2, because Grok can actually do even more complex animations. But let me just watch this first.
Your winner and still champion, the kid with the knockout smile.
That's what I'm talking about. We did it!
Raise it high, champ.
This is for everyone who believed in me. Thank
And
you.
respect to the challenger for going the distance.
It's not bad. Okay, so now let's try one more animation and then we'll just sum this up. Okay, now here, imagine, there we go. I'll take this one here and then I'll just paste it here in Grok, and let me just add something like Jake Paul knocks out Andrew Tate. Okay, now since Grok generates shorter videos, it should be pretty good. So let's just wait and see.
Night, Tate. Get up, bro. I'm done.
Well, in this one, it actually didn't do what I asked it to, but I mean, whatever. So that's it for this particular video. Wishing you the best as always, Passive Income Gen Z, and signing out.